All right, good morning everyone. Welcome back for another video. Today we are going to talk about the changes here in my day trading setup. My new official day trading setup. Yes, there's something different here on the screen. I am no longer using Thinkorswim Active Trader Ladder or the Thinkorswim Level 2. I think I have officially graduated from the Thinkorswim platform as far as level 2 and tape, because my God, I felt like I was always behind the curve on the level 2, the active trader ladder and the tape. I just felt like I could not get the data fast enough. Thinkorswim, as you can tell, it actually has more of a refresh rate rather than a solid stream of flow of live data coming in. So the level 2 on Thinkorswim isn't exactly live data. It's delayed by like a half a second to a second. And for somebody like me, I trade very, very, very fast. I need to be to the instant that a stock bounces off support. I want to be in. To the instant the stock breaks out, I need to be in. And that means I have to have the fastest data possible. And that I find is not going to be getting it from Thinkorswim. I'm not saying there's anything bad about Thinkorswim Level 2. It's actually really, really good for beginner traders. If you're a beginner trader watching this, continue to use Level 2 for the Thinkorswim, because if you want to invest in other Level 2s, you can go into other platforms that may be cheaper, but Dash Trader, this is $150 a month, so it's not exactly the cheapest, but I think it's a good quality for intermediate traders, for intermediate to advanced traders, because it gives you that extra improvement in your edge just through sheer data speed. So it just turns up the speed a little bit in your data. The level 2 is nice and flowy. You can't really tell there's like a refresh rate. It's just straight stream of data coming in. So it's really good for intermediate traders who already know how to read the level 2, already know how to read the tape, and they're just looking to turn it up another notch, which can improve your day trading edge, and in turn improve your profits and avoiding losses. So the level 2 is really good for beginner day traders, because you can still get profitable on Thinkorswim entirely. You don't need to pay anything out of pocket to become a profitable trader, which is the beauty of day trading. You don't need to have all of these startup costs just to day trade. All you need to have is money in the account, which is, I wouldn't even suggest that you need a lot of money to start up an account. And I wouldn't even consider that a startup cost. I don't think money in your account is a startup cost. It's really more of an investment, or more of an asset that generates money. That's how I view it. So you put $5,000 into an account, $10,000 into an account. That is an asset. That isn't a business expense. That's an asset. You're just holding cash, holding funds in your account to use that money to generate more income. So there's really essentially no cost. You can have zero costs as a day trader. You don't even need to pay for a trading analytics software if you don't want. You don't need to pay for TraderView. You don't need to pay for TraderSync or any of those other things. You can sign up for Trade Journal for completely free if you want, for the free version. You can also go for the paid add-ons as well if you wanted additional AI support and additional analytics. You can go that way as well. But there is a free version, and you can upload as much as you want for your trades. So you don't need to pay for uploading trades in TraderView or TraderSync. You can completely sign up for free at Trade Journal. So the link will be in the description for that. Shout out to Trade Journal. But yeah, like I said, you don't need to pay a single dime to become a profitable trader, and that's what I love. And I was actually able to become a profitable trader just using Thinkorswim. I didn't use anything else. I didn't pay for TraderSync. I didn't pay for TraderView. I didn't pay for any extra level 2 tape, order book, nothing. Just straight Thinkorswim. So it's completely doable to become a profitable trader just with Thinkorswim. So you are not at a you are not at a severe limitation using Thinkorswim. You can still make money, and I advise you to at least become a profitable trader before you move over to a different sort of level 2 or order book or any sort of investment like that, or to a different order platform, to send your orders, like Lightspeed or Dash Trader or Trade Zero, any of those other platforms that cost money, because of the return on investment is going to be low because you're not already a profitable trader, and those platforms are not going to make the difference between non-profitable and profitable. So investing in other platforms is really kind of like just just a smidgen of improvement in your edge. It's not going to really make the difference. That's why I only encourage intermediate day traders or already profitable traders to jump over maybe into a bigger investment into a different data stream, level 2 or tape, and also because you can afford the investment. You can make, if you can make $150 in a day, it's definitely worth putting that towards, this sort of Dash Trader or Lightspeed or any other subscriptions or news feeds, because you're kind of reinvesting your profits instead of taking it out of your own pocket, which is always good. So this is Dash Trader. I can give you a look on what it will look like, but first I want to just go over how my setup is laid out. So my layout is, here's my level 2. Actually, you know what? I will show you the screen. So this is how I was trading the other day. If I actually will jump over to this screen. Let me change this here to this one, maybe. No, this one. Okay, so this is how I was trading yesterday. So this is kind of like my new setup. As you can see, let me make that a little bigger. Okay, it doesn't exactly fit the screen, but we'll have to make that work. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, here what I have is, this is the level 2. So, we got your level 2 data coming in. Right now it's looking at EDTX. We'll go to the market open so you can really see how fast this is. So it's pretty much just going straight through, no refresh rate. It's just as the orders are coming in, it is printing. And that's what I want. And that's what you want as a scalper. That's going to really improve your edge a little bit. Just through sheer, speed that the data comes in. And, I can see that the level 2 is a little bit different than the active trader ladder. I kind of adapted to reading the ladder, just, how the layout is. So it kind of took a little bit. And here you can see, I'll show you in a second, but yeah, I kind of adapted to the active trader ladder, so it's a little bit hard to kind of adjust now to the level 2 because I never really ever traded with just level 2. I always traded with the ladder, so it kind of took me a while to just kind of reorient my mind to be able to read this level 2. But it's the exact same way as the ladder, it's just in a different format. So I took some time just to kind of just practice reading the tape here, or reading the tape and reading the new level 2. And I was able to pretty much just transition straight from the ladder to level 2, which is good. Here you can see, this is the best selling price, this is the best bid, and so now you can read, which side has more momentum, which side is stronger, and what might cause, a breakout or a support bounce, just based off reading this and reading off the tape as well. And the tape is a lot better because here you can see, the green orders on the tape is buying the ask. The red ones are selling the bid. So this is going to have more influence on the price than the white ones, the white orders. The white orders are going to be the orders between the bid and the ask. So it's not going to move price as much, or it doesn't really show the momentum yet really going in one direction. But if you see a lot of orders that are just straight up green, that means people are slapping the ask, and the price is more likely to have a nice, momentum pop. Also, the red orders, if there's a lot of red going through, it's more likely that the sellers have control because they're not waiting for buyers to come to them. They're just slapping the bid, trying to push price down. So here, my problem here that I had to really kind of adjust because I had this new platform is now not only do I have to, waste that time typing in my ticker in Thinkorswim up here to pull up PRFX because that's on my side screen, on my watch list. And I saw this thing popping up for the breakthrough VWAP. It would have been a great setup and actually went up into a halt. But it took so long for me to switch. I saw it on my side screen. Usually, I would just quickly type it in. You're going to see me here. I'll be able to type it in, and I can immediately take an entry right here for the breakout VWAP. I can immediately take an entry. But because I'm not sending orders through Thinkorswim, I had to send it through DOS. So I also have to type it in here. I had to click on it, make sure it's green, and then type it in. By that time, it went from 820 to 850. I already missed 30 cents, and now it's like, okay, gotta wait for a good entry. Now I don't want to buy too high, and now I pretty much missed my VWAP breakout. So that is now my new problem because not only am I missing time typing in here, I'm also missing time typing in here. So the workaround is going to be the first thing I'm going to do. If I ever see a stock like this on my watch list that's popping up on the side screen, and I want to trade it and I want to be in quick, instead of typing in here first PRFX to change the ticker, I always want to type it in here first on the DOS. I want to type that in first, PRFX, and I can trade it with my hotkeys. By the way, we will go over the new hotkeys, which are amazing. I can type it in right here and actually just trade straight from my watch list. So my watch list, I'll even show you after this, but I can just type it in here first, put my order in if I need to take that entry now, and then from there I can take the time to type it in here when I have time. But I can immediately just start trading from here after typing it in here first and trading it with the chart on my side screen, which is right here. So if I see it popping up, PRFX right here, this is exactly what I saw. It was popping up going into for the VWAP breakout, or you can call it for 850 breakout, which is a nice pivot point. That would have been a great entry, but I was too slow. So instead of taking the time to type it in on my main screen, which would be typing in my main screen up here first before here, I'm just going to type it in here first, and I can trade straight from this chart here, this small chart. It's a little small. I was considering breaking it down to just four charts to make it a little smaller, but it didn't really make a difference. It only made the charts, kind of stretch out sideways a little bit. I'm someone who likes really big charts for some reason. Some people can trade on really small charts, and I just don't know how they do it. I'm so used to having things real nice and big. Like I need to be like, it needs to be nice and big and bold, and my focus needs to be narrowed in on one chart. I can't be looking at 3 charts at once while trading, which is why I have this layout, because it helps me focus in on one chart. Usually, this is my watch screen, and then if ever I see, in the past, whatever I see was popping up, before I switched over to DAS, I would just type that ticker in onto this main monitor, and this is where I would trade from. So anything moving here, sorry, let me change that. So anything moving, on that side chart, I would just type in right here, GOEV, and I would immediately start trading with my hotkey. So it'll be really quick. So now I'm gonna have that switch. So instead of typing it in there first, I just got to type it in here first, and If I need to, I can trade on the side screen on the small chart for, you know, a few seconds if I need to get an entry in real quick, just to avoid, you know, that time barrier. And then, you know, when I have time, I can type it in here when I'm ready, and then I can start trading. But, you know, I'm not someone who can just straight up just start trading from small ass charts. I don't know why. I need to be really focused in and dialed in on one chart. I can't be like, because if I'm trading in here on this small ass chart, I will be distracted by looking at other charts, and I won't be really dialed in, and that might cause some errors, as well as like just the numbers are just so small, and the tape, you know, if I had like, I would also need the tape on this chart as well, and the level 2, which would make it even smaller, and like I just can't deal with it. And if I didn't have it there, I would have to, you know, look from this screen over to this screen, and that would be just an inconvenience, because that's just, I can't do that. I need to have the level 2. I need to have a big chart, and then the level 2 is right next to the chart, right next to my eyes, so I can see, you know, almost simultaneously the breakout and level 2 together, because that will just, you know, keep that sync, you know, together with the level 2 in the chart, and I would be more reliable with timing those entries. And then also that tape right next to the level 2. That way I can see, you know, in my sort of side eye, my peripheral vision, I can notice just the colors of the level 2. And I can notice the colors of the level 2, and I can time that breakout, you know, when buyers are stepping up, when they're slapping the ask for that breakout, which shows that buyers are in control. I can see that. I can correspond with the level 2, you know, seeing that the bids are holding. They're not slamming down the bids. And the chart is also holding. So, you know, all that information, I can just look at one point in my screen, and I can see all that information. And I'll be able to, you know, have more reliable information, faster processing speeds, and being able to time those entries a lot better, rather than, you know, looking at this screen, then looking at that screen, then looking at this screen, then looking at that screen and this screen. And it's just going to be all over the place. It'll be all jumbled up. I need a nice big chart, the level 2, and the tape all together. So that's just how I trade. A lot of other people are different. So, you know, don't take what I do as something that what you should be doing. Really, the answer is going to come from yourself. You know, what are you good at? Maybe you're good at just having all 6 of these screens and having a level 2 on each of them, and just trading just straight from this on these small charts, because that's also an advantage as well. You know, you'll have that advantage of, you know, being able to switch to a stock real quick. But obviously that does come at a cost, because, you know, you could have other distractions. The lettering and the numbers will be a little bit smaller. So, you know, there's pros and cons to both sorts, all different ways of trading and all different setups. So, you know, the goal is just to find what you are most comfortable with. What I find is what I'm most comfortable with, which may not be what you're most comfortable with, but I really like this, you know, a nice big ass chart with my level 2 right next to it, and then my tape right next to that. So, you know, my issue before was, you know, not having enough time to type in all these charts and typing all these tickers in, because of the separate level 2 now. That's not with TOS. By the way, if you know how to anchor, you know, the way to do it is you hit this anchor and then you paste it in like some chart, but apparently that only works with DOS charts. I guess you can't do it to Thinkorswim charts. So if any of you guys know how to, you know, anchor a level 2 from DOS to a Thinkorswim chart, let me know, because I'm still trying to figure that out, if that's possible. That would be a huge time saver for me, and probably for a lot of traders. So if you know about that, definitely leave a comment down below. But yeah, this is how I like to trade. You know, big ass level 2, big ass chart, a nice long level 2, long tape. Here is my order executions and fills. So whenever I have an order that fills, that will show up here. 100 shares fill that price on which account. There's a test account and there's a real account on DOS Trader, which is good. So that'll fill there, and that will show, you know, my order execution. So that way, if there's something, you know, an open order out, you know, at least I'll know. So I'll know exactly what fills, what price, and everything right here, you know, as I'm trading, which is good. And, you know, after the end of the day, the trading day, you know, you'll have a good, nice stream of orders there. Here, I can even show you on this here. But yeah, you see how fast that tape is? Like, that's so much faster than Thinkorswim, and the level 2 just a lot faster. And you can see the halt levels, which is great. You can see the halt levels, LU, LD right there, and that's really nice. There's a huge improvement. Thinkorswim doesn't really have that, unless I guess you can create a custom script, which I tried to, but it wasn't really that reliable. And here, yeah, down here, as I could say, was the right down here, in the bottom there, you can see all the orders filling and stuff, which is good. I like to see that. You know, my previous trades, you know, I can analyze my entries and my exits, my price, my fills, and all that, which is good. And then also on here, on the other screen, I can show you what I had over here. This might be a little bit longer video, but it's all right. It's all right. It's been a while. So here's my scanner. So this is where I'm going to be scanning for my market open stocks. You know, I got all my filters. If you want to look at a video of how I set these scanners up, I will have a video. I have done a video in the past about how to set up scanners this is for the market open. This is also, I have my pre-market scanner here that will scan for the pre-market and after hours. It also includes after hours. For those pre-market gappers. So I have two separate scanners that I have here. Here's my news feed. So this is linked up, the red here, that's linked up to my primary stock. So if I trade this, change this to PRFX or GOEV, you know, this will also change to match that. And you can do that easily just with this, you know, linking up the colors. You know, nice and easy. That's what's great about Thinkorswim. It's just so nice and beautiful interface, beautiful, easy user interface. Unfortunately, DOS is like a 2000, you know, spreadsheet. It's just very confusing. It's like it looks like a coding platform or something like that. Which, you know, it has a lot of capabilities, you know, to do a lot of things. However, it's just not easy to learn. It took me about like 6, 8 hours, 10 hours. To learn how to use the platform. I thought it would be easy, but was not the easiest. But, you know, took my time. I learned all the things. I read the user manual. I picked it up in a nice, you know, 8 hours. I just stayed up real late one day on Wednesday night. And I learned, you know, how to use DOS. And, you know, it wasn't easy, but just got to take your time to learn it, and you'll be okay. There's a lot of information online as well. There's a lot of information on Google that you can look up on Google. A lot of information. Here, this is also DOS. This is a DOS window. This is just going to be my positions with closed positions. It'll show my realized profits, unrealized profits, the stock that I traded, the amount of shares I traded it. This here is a TOS, a Thinkorswim window here. This is just going to show my open orders. So if I accidentally forget that I had an open order, it will show up here. So that's going to be, you know, a watch list widget with current account positions enabled. And so that's just going to show, you know, any stock. Let's say like I have like an open order for 100 shares on a support level on a different stock, but I'm trading something different right now. If I ever forget that I still have that open order, it will show up in this little window, which is super helpful, because there's been some times that I had an open order, I forgot about it, and I woke up the next day and I was down a couple $100, and that's just never a good way to wake up. So ever since that happened, I do have this. I am always glancing over here just to make sure that I'm not in an open order or have, you know, a stock. I'm not in a stock or have an order that's out that hasn't been filled yet, if I'm not aware of it. And like I said, this is here for my closed positions as well. This is open and closed positions, but it'll list everything, you know, that I traded for that day, which is good. And then this is just my larger time frame of the stock that I'm currently trading. This is linked to red, so this is going to be my primary stock that I'm watching, GOEV. And again, if I can change this my main screen that I trade on with that big ass chart, my level 2, let's change that to PRFX, and boom, there it is. It changes right with it. So this is where I look at, I can glance over, look at the 5-minute chart, analyze the levels, my EMAs I got here, and my daily chart as well. I have the 200 EMA on the daily chart, which is, a nice solid level on daily charts. And then I have the 9 EMA and the 20 on the 5-minute chart. So this is where I look at the higher time frames. Not something that I really focus on primarily. I primarily focus trading on the 1-minute chart. That's why I have my higher time frames on my side chart, because I kind of glance over it. When I see that the 5 minutes extended, or if the 5 minutes coming into a 9 EMA, support area, I can look for a bounce, and then I can glance back over to the main screen on my 1-minute charts, and then I can focus on trading on that chart. Focusing on timing my entries and exits on the 1 minute. So which is very helpful. So that's sort of my setup here on the DAS Trader. The reason I kind of went over that in the beginning of the video, but the reason I switched that was just because of the data speeds are a lot faster, and I just felt like also the fills were just a little bit laggy on the Thinkorswim. People were saying DAS Trader, their fills can be just a split second faster. Just timing those entries could just be a split second easier because of the speed of the data, and also because the platform, I guess maybe they just send out the orders faster. I'm not sure, but it's not a direct access if you have it linked to Thinkorswim. So I'm not really sure how that works on the back end, but it definitely feels a lot faster on the DAS Trader, executing the orders through DAS Trader into Thinkorswim, which I've been noticing. So ever since then, I have, really been liking it since I changed this back 2 days ago on Wednesday, or 3 days ago on Wednesday. On that Wednesday, I had a huge fat daddy loss, a nice $500 loss. So it took me from, green on the day to red on the day, just through I forget what it was. I think it was, I'm going to look at the stock, but this is what threw me over the edge. This freaking trade. This trade here on HCTI, I freaking was like getting hella FOMO on this huge support bounce that broke through pre-market highs. We're going parabolic. I'm like, the market is hot. Let's get in this first dip here, and opened out of a halt, immediately flushes it down into a halt down, and I'm the one buying 750 shares here at 925. I'm like, this is the day to push it. So I'm going in 750 shares here, and completely wasted here. Wasted from 922, opens all the way down at 869. I take my fat daddy loss. I was up $200 on the day. It was a pretty decent day, but I wanted to push it, and bad timing on me. I had FOMO, and I thought it was going to be a good dip, but I learned my lesson. This is always one of my bigger losses. Whenever I do this, I try to time a dip in a parabolic stock is so risky. Timing the dips in parabolic stocks are so risky because of that risk of the halt down, and if you're halted down extended, that could be a nasty, nasty loss, especially after a parabolic move. Everyone's trying to take their profits. I thought it would be a good support. We had support in this area, potentially didn't really hold. So, we didn't really have a solid bounce since the low of 6 all the way up to 11. So, it did warrant, an extended move here for an open lower. I should have waited for the resumption after the first halt, but I didn't really know. I guess I could have known. I wasn't using DAS at the time, so I couldn't really tell when the halt level was coming, which was also would be quite could have been avoidable if I used DOS Trader, because I could have seen the halt down coming and seeing it pinned to the level 2. I wouldn't want to jump into that. But, you know, stupid me, I just had the FOMO, and I wanted to get in at the first dip entry, and it ended up opening up severely, not severely lower, but, you know, significantly lower. And I took about an 8%, about a 6% loss on, you know, pretty decent share size, putting me from red to green. And that pretty much stuck a fork in it for the rest of the day. We've been getting a lot of those parabolic, you know, straight up, straight down stocks lately. So that was it. You know, after that, I'm like, you know what, man, like I need to get DAS. I need to get DAS Trader. I'm a profitable trader. I make enough to pay for it. So, you know, might as well reinvest those profits into trying to improve my trading. And so that's what I did. And so far, I really like it. So far, I really like DAS Trader. I do, you know, recommend it for people who are intermediate and are already profitable, who are using Thinkorswim platform, just because you can get that data a little bit faster, and you can time those entries and exits a little bit better, because you can see the data a little bit faster. So that's really all I wanted to share today. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a while since I made a video. This is a nice long video for you guys. Lots of value I hope that you guys can get out of this. If you guys are still watching, please hit that thumbs up button. Also subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.